cast members from Jackass have actually cleaned themselves up.
They have.
Do you have a ghost? What the fuck is going on, dude?
I think is that the little boy you said it haunts your house?
Quiet back there.
Oh, Tim, talk about how you have the things popping up on your phone.
The things popping.
Yeah, how you, on TikTok now.
Oh, what were we talking about?
I forget exactly what it was.
That was
I'll have to look it up
too because.
And then I made a good joke about it, and Kevin never responded.
Yeah, that was a good joke, but no, it was something that had to do with.
Was that yesterday?
Yeah, we were talking
like
the last show we were talking about casinos and how card counters were getting busted and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
and you were commenting it's not anything illegal that they're doing, but the people would just like the floor managers like, oh, you can't play here anymore.
Yeah,
or they'll be like, hey, we're gonna take these chips and we might comp you a room for the night and then you're gone.
And then
so
get the out and never come back.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, I've never Googled it. I never looked it up on my computer. I never looked it up on my phone or nothing. But then on my TikTok feed, these videos started showing up of guys at blackjack tables being asked to leave by the floor managers.
Well, they're listening. I mean,
it's wild, man.
Yeah.
The fact that it's showing up on my feed like the day after we were talking about it really blew my mind.
I know that's weird.
Definitely no coincidence.
The craziest part is now Kevin gets only daycare and child swimsuit ads.
Is that what you
still
said
funny.
in there? Is that what you said in the text? Yeah.
It's still funny.
Gotta stop looking up Target.
Kevin's like, how can I tuck this thing? Right now, but I really want the thing that came with the Fallout Collector's Edition. The what is that called?
Oh, the Pit Boy.
Pit Boy.
Yeah.
I want that.
Oh, they're fucking great.
It came with the game. It actually is the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the real, obviously.
No, I think is that the one where you can put your phone into
Yes.
it? Yeah.
So it looks pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
And
Pit Boy's awesome.
Well, I mean, I've only bought one Collector's Edition game before, and that was Ghost Recon, whichever one.
Wildlands?
Wildlands.
Yeah, that was a good game.
And so it came with the De Morte statue.
Oh, really?
The death statue.
Yeah.
So Saint of the Dead. And because that's what some of the cartels actually.
Yeah,
worship.
because I forget where it takes place. It takes place somewhere in South America, right? But it's like a specific region.
It's a real place.
Yeah.
That's why people were mad about it.
They were mad about it?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I guess if you lived down there, then
That's who was mad about
okay,
it.
gotcha.
People that live there. It's the same thing as
well, they
a
gotta
lot
realize
of people.
it's a fictionalized version.
Remember
of
when
it.
Borat came out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kazakhstan was pissed.
Oh, I bet.
Kazakhstan was fucking pissed. There
We
was
are the number one exporter of potassium.
Well, and I'm talking about they hate Jews and all that.
Yeah.
But the funniest part about that was there's a princess that lives there. The princess of of Kazakhstan or whatever. I don't know what region or whatnot. She was like, "This is cool as shit."
Well, at least she's got a sense of humor.
Yes. Ghost Recon Wildlands. Where did it take place? I don't know why Google wants me to sign in all the time. Get the fuck off of my phone, Google.
Yeah, Google's retarded.
Where does it take place, though? I don't want the Steam page. I need to stop just clicking things. There we go. Location. Bolivia.
Oh, it's in Bolivia. Okay.
Yeah. It's a great fucking game.
It's great.
One of the things that drives me nuts about the Ghost Recon games as of late is I hate the fact that they make all the guns like upgradable in a sense that you can make it more powerful by putting a scope on it. And I'm like, I hate that shit. No, you should just
make
be
your
able
gun
to
more powerful.
No, it doesn't make the powder better.
I know, or the bullets stronger.
It doesn't do any of that shit.
Yeah.
I guess you can start it because Tim's not participating.
All right.
Yes, I am.
Oh, there he is. He's not asleep anymore.
I'm Googling content.
Oh. Welcome to the Skids Show. Tim's Googling content.
Yeah. I'm prepping for the fucking show, dude. Y'all are chit-chatting about this, that, and the other thing.
Ghost the one. He's doing the work.
I'm doing the fucking
work. My bad. I didn't know that Tim was
slacking.
the tech guy. Anyway, welcome to the Skids Show. I'm Shane Kopke. I'm here with Tim Gage.
Yeah.
And
Kevin, God damn it.
That's
McNichols.
me.
You gotta wait till I say McNichols at the end. The goddamn it's your middle name.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. So here we are. We're doing one of our. I guess it's hard to label this show because it would be like a pre-record on any other thing, but it's not because they're all pre-recorded. You know, we don't do any live episodes and then fucking put out the.
Yeah.
You know.
Yet
we will
eventually.
But you know, Tim's got some weeks that he can't do the show, so we're doing an extra show.
We don't need to know that. It'll just air at normal times. Won't it?
Just disregard that.
I mean, I guess.
Well, yeah, this,
It doesn't
yeah,
matter.
No,
That
this is-
doesn't matter.
Yeah,
this
that's
is
why
gonna
it's
be
fun to
aired.
say.
It
This is
doesn't
going to be
matter.
aired the following.
Yeah,
week.
it'll be the week after. Then the next week's show, what we'll do is we'll air that the week after.
Well, these are all. We're going to be like 2 weeks ahead for the next.
Basically.
two weeks.
Yeah, until you're 2 weeks, and then
Yeah.
we'll be back to normal.
Yeah.
Right.
So, which is fine. That sounds
So,
good to me.
Current
Works for
events
me.
is crazy what that tornado did, right?
Yeah.
fucking wild.
I didn't
Holy
even hear
shit.
about it.
Oh, man.
Remember that nuke that Japan dropped on us? That was weird.
Who
We
knew
were like,
that they had
yeah,
that capability?
80 years of retribution,
Fucking
just
wild.
all waiting.
Took
at
out
once.
that Kawasaki factory.
Yeah.
Cost us a
Well,
lot.
Kawasaki's in Japan.
That's
We don't have one over here?
I'm sure we have, probably not the factory.
Oh, okay. I just thought it sounded close to Nagasaki.
It's close. It's not bad. It's just
Ish.
the problem with that is trying to name Japanese things that are in America.
I know. About it took out Nintendo.
They
Fuck.
hit the
No more
Takahashi
Mario.
headquarters.
yeah, that's fucking that tower. Yeah,
That's Takanuma.
the Takanuma Tower got hit.
No, Takahashi was wait a minute. I knew a chick named Takahashi. Was Takahashi the one that makes the soy sauces and shit?
Yakisoba. No, it's
Yoshida.
Yoshida. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my sensei.
Is that right?
Yeah, Yoshida, the actual guy that made that
Yoshida.
whole fucking thing. He was my sensei when I was a kid.
He sounds like a sensei.
I think I met him once.
It's really cool, Shane.
I'm just saying it was weird.
Wait.
You were taught by
met your
soy sauce.
sensei
I was
once?
The head sensei.
Oh, the head sensei.
He was. He
gotcha,
was the.
okay.
So I was in what was called, I think, Grubukai, which is a karate that was created off the coast of Japan on some little island.
Is that when they put the glass on their gloves and shit? Oh no, that's Kumatai.
Yeah. Oh
Sorry.
well,
Kumite.
you have
Kumite.
Kumatai in our shit too.
Oh, okay.
It just means a fight.
Yeah, that Kumite I think just means like tournament, doesn't it?
Oh,
Or
all
No,
right.
it
something
just
like
means
that?
fight.
Oh, it just means fight.
I think
okay.
it just means fight. But yeah, we had that. I mean, I actually went pretty far in karate when I was a kid. I took
right?
third in nationals.
Well, that's good for you, man.
You know, and I actually at the time you win the rights to go and do junior Olympics, but my parents were like, we already paid for one plane ticket, and we're not paying for a second plane ticket to go to Montana.
So I guess it can actually mean a couple of things. It can mean sparring.
That's
or
what we
it could
use it as.
mean
Because
freestyle fighting.
when I was a kid, dude, my first tournament to actually win the tournament, the last person I fought was a chick, and out of everybody, she was a fucking badass.
Yeah.
Dude, her mouthpiece was amazing. The mouthpiece she had was one of those big mouthpieces with the little guard on the outside.
Oh, so our lips wouldn't get split.
Yeah, and then it had fucking skull and crossbones on it.
Oh fuck.
Nice.
And I'm like, this chick's fucking nuts. I'm like 9 years old. She's like 9, you know, and
Right. Rich parents probably.
yeah, I ended up beating her, so which kind of diminished. No, I mean, never mind.
You don't win,
Diminished
you
her
don't-
badassness.
You don't win either way.
I
That's
know.
just it.
If
Yeah.
I lose, I get made fun of forever. If I win, I get made fun of a little bit
There's
less.
a wrestler
Yeah,
kid that I went to school with that went national, and the person he had to beat was a kid that had no legs.
Oh fuck! Really?
Kevin, pull this up. Okay, that just reminded me of something. They're now doing fucking kickboxing with guys with no arms.
Yeah, I saw that shit too. He's just
Type in guys with no arms kickboxing.
He's just flopping around the fucking mat as I saw.
Dude,
one.
it's
Whoa!
the best thing ever.
It's like cockfighting. Right
Holy
there.
shit!
No, it's like the real life version of foosball if they just fought.
I am so into this. Kickboxing with no arms sounds like an amazing.
Isn't that fucking awesome?
That's awesome.
How do you block? I mean, the only thing you block was with your legs. That's fucking wild.
Very
dude.
carefully. You
Yeah.
got to be creative.
Yeah, you can't block if they're going high.
Yeah.
Leg kicks are the only thing you're like, I'm prepared for that.
Right.
Outside of that, you are not
badass.
prepared for that.
I feel like this should have
Go ahead-
happened a
go
long
ahead
time
and-
ago.
And hit play. Let's see what this is.
Is it a big video?
It says 2 minutes 30, but it could be.
I mean, it looks like a minute and a half
Let's
of
see
it's just a
This
fucking
is my
bar thing.
comeback.
Oh, shut up,
Start yours at
commercials.
newglobal.edu.
Nobody
Hey,
likes
look,
you.
we're promoting.
Everybody
other
loves
things.
comeback,
Wait, no,
especially.
minute. I am so
Kevin's back?
flummoxed, flabbergasted, and perplexed. How you
Whoa!
got an MMA matchup
Okay,
where
I'm
both
gonna shut this up.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
We don't need the audio commentary.
I mean, isn't that fucking wild?
Woo! Dude, these guys are not fucking around, man.
That one guy just almost hit him with his tits. That dude has tits.
it's a subtle art of fuck you. Just headbutting. the
Dude, right
Dude,
to your
oh.
asshole.
Anus shot.
Straight to the taint.
What did he have a sticker on his back
That's
that says
amazing.
"Kick me"?
Oh, man.
I want to go to one of these.
Isn't that fucking great, though? That's one of the best things I've seen in a while. I was just like, dude, this is real?
Wow.
At first, I thought it was going to be like some sort of, joke. Somebody
No,
set
I'm
it up
sorry,
for
sir. You don't
Yeah.
qualify. You have 2 arms. So.
Well,
Yeah.
it sounds like something you'd see in like Family Guy or something.
Or a Shane Gillis skit,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that, but not this. It's like I
Parody
don't know,
becomes
it's pretty
reality.
fucking great.
But it's actually pretty fucking cool to watch.
no, that is pretty fucking great.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure people looked at the UFC the same way when that first started.
That's probably true.
No,
Oh,
they,
you think
no,
it's,
they
you
didn't.
think it's that caliber, huh?
Well, no, they
That's
did.
where it's headed?
People did
People
think it was way too brutal.
Legitimately
for
remove
one.
their arms so they can be in this fight.
But they'll allow headbutting, which I think they should.
Well, of course. Why wouldn't they?
They don't though.
They don't.
They need to allow it.
Didn't
Yeah,
they? They used to back in the day, though.
Dude,
didn't they?
back in the day, we've
pretty
talked
much-
about it on
yeah,
here.
they pretty much
but
had only a couple of rules.
they had 2 rules, and I believe it was no eye gouging and no hair pulling. I think
That
those
was
are the
it?
only 2 rules. Literally, you could punch in the balls.
Oh, dude, there were videos of guys just bam, bam,
Yeah.
hammering dudes in the balls.
Yeah, those are videos. You have a lot of those videos, don't you?
Well,
Who's that?
I might
that-
have a library.
That fake martial arts instructor that shows you how to do all the crotch kicks. Ken something. or
Ken,
other.
yeah, that guy's hilarious. I think he's a cop.
Oh, really? I've seen him
think
in a
so.
movie. He actually starred in a movie. Well, not starred, but co-starred.
But it
in a
might
movie.
have been a different guy that looks like him doing a similar thing. Because I think that how people will jump on the band. Oh, that works. I have one of those.
Yeah, he's. I think he's legitimately is an actor / comedian.
Okay, he's fucking hilarious though, because he goes and does stuff with like legit people all the time.
Oh yeah.
There was
Make him
one.
look stupid sometimes. It's like this is how dumb this is.
There was one that he did, and he's like, "So this is how I go and attack people if they're gonna try to attack me." And he ties a knife to like where his belt loop is, so it looks like he's just got a knife dick.
I thought you were
And-
going to say he ties a knife to his dick and just swings it.
No, he's got it tied to his
I wouldn't
belt
put it
loop.
past Master Ken.
Yeah,
you know,
and he's like,
whatever
so
he can do to win a fight.
So when they come in, what you need to do is you need to back up and pull their head down. Pull their head down. Pull their head down. And then he's like, so when you get them into then he's like telling the guy to go into different positions, like, side control and shit like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, north-south, that's the one. Like, if you're doing north-south, so what you do is you, at the same time with thrusting into his face or into his neck, you headbutt him right here at the same
It looks
time.
like they're 69.
It was hilarious. Yeah, that dude's legit funny.
he crotch hit someone with his own crotch too. I think that was one of his fight moves was to hit a guy in the nuts with his nuts.
Well, his whole thing kind of reminds me of Sacha Baron Cohen doing his Israeli instructor stuff.
I haven't seen those.
Oh, those are
Those
hilarious.
are great.
Like he's the one where he's got that guy yelling the N-word.
Yes,
Like, yeah.
yes.
Jeez.
Putting
No,
his,
it's fucking great.
Yeah.
The
The other
things
one,
that Sasha can get people to
yes.
do. Oh
The other
God.
thing that he did too that was great was in Bruno that he did one that was very like it. He's like, what if a guy comes chasing me and he's got 2 dildos, and where he's chasing me with his dick out, so he has the instructor wear basically a strap on, and then he goes and he's like, well, so I think I would just bite it, right? I would just bite it off.
Yeah.
And so, like, I mean,
and he's got him biting it.
it's fucking hilarious.
There was the one where he's got the guy like trying to, he's like to chase a terrorist away or whatever.
Yes.
He pulled down his pants
Yes.
and he's like
That's
saying
the,
he's gay.
It's
and
from
like,
the same thing.
Is that the same
Yes,
one?
It's
Yeah,
from the
yeah.
same instructor. It's so fucking funny. No, I mean the things that he's not just that he thinks of doing, but that he's willing to do.
Yeah. Or
That's the
Yeah.
thing, because
Well-
he gets past that line of like, I would do it up to here. I'm not comfortable here, and he's like, I'm still not comfortable, and I'll do it.
let's
I think
take
what
it
it
past
is he
this
says,
point.
let's
Yeah.
see how far this can go.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's his approach.
And I think I guarantee. I mean, either he's a psychopath and doesn't feel anything when he does this shit, or he's like, I kind of want to feel uncomfortable in this too because that makes it real.
Yeah, I bet that's a legitimate part of it. I think with him anyway.
Yeah,
because
I
he's
know
a
that
very
there's
smart person.
Yes.
That's the thing is, he's
Yeah.
not an idiot. He's not. I mean, I don't want to say
He's a bit
Knoxville's an
ideological,
idiot, but
though.
Knoxville has the same approach as well.
Yeah, but
he
Knoxville's-
pushes it as far as he possibly can to see what'll happen,
And
he'll
Knoxville-
take the hit if he has to.
No, I wonder if it's just because of their accents that we think that one's smart and one's not. You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
Well, the British
That's a
accent
good
does.
point.
fucking
Well, I
tie
mean,
there
in.
is
there's
something
some
about the British accent
There
that
is
makes
something.
people think
I mean,
they're
no, but there's
more
something to be said
intelligent.
about the stupid shit that Knoxville does to himself.
Yes, that's true too.
That
If
no
we didn't
smart person
you're right.
would
if,
ever do.
If we
True.
didn't know about the dumb things Knoxville did to himself and just got the skits where he's dressed up as an old man or
Yeah.
you know, or an old lady or whatever the fuck he's dressed up as at the time, and compared that to Cohen stuff,
Yeah.
we might go look at it very similarly.
Yeah.
You know what I
That's
mean?
a valid
So I
point.
wonder if you're right that might be a big part of why, because
Yeah,
we know
I
the
didn't
the
consider
catalog.
accents. I just considered
See, I
stupidity.
consider the accent too because
because you'll never see Sacha staple his balls to his
No.
fucking leg or something
No.
stupid like
Well,
that.
Or
and-
shoot
yeah,
bottle rockets
and
out of
that's
his
the thing.
asshole.
Knoxville
Well, no,
got
I
famous
think
off a show
Sacha
called
Baron Cohen would probably do
Jackass.
that.
So it
I
right
think you'd light
there.
his farts on fire. I don't think you'd go as far as the rocket.
It'd be interesting to see the two get together to see what they can pull
what
off.
they could
Oh,
collaborate
dude,
on.
they
Oh
would
my-
be a
That'd be
fucking
great.
dynamic duo.
Because
man.
as I understand
Seriously.
it, Knoxville's got a new prank show or something like that with a
Does
couple.
he?
A couple other.
Well, Bam
pranksters
fucked
or
that
something.
whole thing up.
Yeah, he
and
did.
then went on the run from the cops.
Yep.
Yeah,
Whatever
right?
happened
We didn't
with that?
talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
Remember
Yeah.
you were bringing it up.
Yeah,
and
it
we
happened
were-
that day.
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
were going into something else at the same
Yeah.
time. But yeah,
He's just doing nothing but uploading like Instagram videos now.
Well, and
just
he-
bagging
Did he
on
ever get? Did
everybody.
he finally get caught?
I think he turned
I
himself
think he
in.
did turn himself in.
Okay.
But not. I
But didn't
mean,
he like punch one of his family members and then
And he, like,
threaten all of them
threatened
to kill him or some
yeah.
shit like
something
that?
weird like that. I mean, it was his girlfriend also, or his baby mom, or something.
Yeah,
like
I
that.
think it was baby mom, not
And then
fucking.
his mother was actually like hiding him for a while too. Like
Well, I mean,
she
just-
was instigating a lot of it too. I guess she was taking him out to bars and all that shit too.
Oh, that's not good. And I bet his dad was not happy with that. Is his
Well,
dad still
dude,
alive?
his
I don't know.
parents
I
were
know Vito's dead,
enablers,
right?
man.
Vito died. I don't know
Yeah.
about his dad though.
Bam, like if you watch all the old shows that he did, Bam Margera's parents were enablers.
Oh, big time. Yeah, they just
100%.
allowed it.
But part of it was because they saw that he had some success with it through CKY.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
that's true.
And once they saw that he had some success with it, they're like, well,
Dollar
shit.
signs do some strange things to families
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, look at this. This is a day ago. Bam Margera threatens to overdose if ex-wife doesn't let him see son Phoenix.
Well, yeah, and there's some bullshit
Nice.
stuff that he's done with his son Phoenix as well.
Yeah,
Like,
didn't he take him off
yeah,
somewhere?
fucking kidnapped him.
Yeah.
dude. And that's no good.
No.
I think he was either high or drunk too.
Yeah, dude's been unhinged for a while, man.
Well, he's had
Too
a lot
much
of
alcohol,
loss in his
too
life,
much drugs.
and
Yeah,
he
but
refuses to get treatment.
That's the
successfully.
problem. It's not the loss because there's been I know that was his best friend.
Yeah.
But there were other people close to him and aren't
Sure.
doing this shit.
No, yeah,
You
exactly.
know what I mean? And a lot of the cast members from Jackass have actually cleaned themselves up.
They have.
Do you have a ghost? What the fuck is going on, dude?
I think is that the little boy you
fucking-
said it haunts your house?
Quiet back there.
Oh, Tim, talk about how you have the things popping up on your phone.
The things popping.
Yeah,
up
how you, on TikTok now.
Oh, what were we talking
I
about?
forget
the other day?
exactly
Yeah.
what it
That
was.
was
I'll have to
fucking
look it
wild
up.
too, because
And then I made a good joke about it, and Kevin never responded.
Yeah, that was a good joke, but no, it was something that had to do with.
Was that yesterday?
Yeah, we
I
were
had to work
talking like
yesterday. I might
the
have
last show we were
dismissed
talking about casinos and how card counters were getting busted and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
And you were commenting it's not anything illegal that they're doing,
Yeah.
but the people would just like the floor managers like, "Oh, you can't play here anymore."
it. Yeah,
Or,
yeah,
or
yeah.
they'll be like, "Hey, we're gonna take these chips, and
Yeah.
we might comp you a room for the night, and then
Yeah.
you're gone."
and then
so-
get the fuck out and never come back.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, I've never Googled it. I never looked it up on my computer. I never looked it up on my phone or nothing. But then on my TikTok feed, these videos started showing up of guys at blackjack tables being asked to leave by the floor managers.
Well, they're listening. I mean,
It's fucking wild, man.
Yeah.
The fact that it's showing up on my feed like the day after we were talking about it really fucking blew
Well,
my
I know
mind.
that's weird.
definitely no coincidence.
But the craziest part is now Kevin gets only daycare and fucking child swimsuit ads.
Is that what you were?
it's
what
still
you
funny.
said in there? Is that what you said
Yeah.
in the text? Yeah.
It's still funny.
Gotta stop looking up Target.
Kevin's like, "How can I tuck this thing?"
Oh yeah, Target's.
What can I
fucking-
say? It's summertime, boys.
They've fucking bombed recently too, haven't they? 'Cause
Yeah,
they're trying
which-
to go woke.
Has
Yeah.
to do with what we were just
Well,
talking about.
A big part of it is it's not the fact that they have tuckable shit, right? If they had that for adult, who cares? I don't,
But for
But they're
kids.
doing it for children too, and people are pissed
Yeah.
about that.
Well,
and I
both
get
sides
that.
are too, and
Yeah.
that's the thing. It's not just the straight cis folks. It's everybody's upset about this.
That word is
Yes,
derogatory.
you don't have to put cis in anything.
Yeah,
don't
that
know.
word's derogatory,
I don't
sir.
know what it means anyway. I just
It's
know that
stupid.
That's what everyone uses against me. So
Yeah.
I figured it's
Yeah, it's
No, they call you a sissy.
oh,
That's what they're calling you.
it's that
You
that,
sissy
that
fucking
final syllable I
la-la.
never
Yeah.
hear. I'm like, what? I'm not that.
Tim hears it while his head's going like this against the headboard. You sissy. You sissy.
That's a different. That's
Oh, is that a different
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
Oh, my bad. I didn't know. So yeah, but I mean, Target's fucking that up. But did you see the Taco Tuesday shit now that's going on?
no.
So somebody patented it, or not patented, trademarked it.
They
Taco
Tuesday.
trademarked
Yes.
Taco
How do you do
Tuesday.
Somebody I don't know who trademarked it or whatever.
What a fucker!
But
whoever it
Taco
is.
Bell's.
So, can we air this because it's been trademarked?
No, we can't promote a Taco
we can't
Tuesday.
promote it. We can say
Yeah,
the
we
We
can
word.
can say the
Bullshit.
words,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Just like we can say "Let's get ready to rumble,"
right.
but we can't use it to promote. You know what I mean?
A fight.
Yeah. So somebody had trademarked it. Now Taco Bell is trying to sue to get that removed, but they don't want it for themselves. They want everybody to be able to use it. I get
Yeah,
it. They're
I
going to
get
make a
that.
shitload of money by using it, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that as long as they're like fair use for everybody.
Right.
And I'm fine with that.
Honestly,
Because that means that the taco stand that you see can't advertise
yeah.
Taco
See,
Tuesday.
I actually think that it's pretty stupid to be able to patent or
I think-
trademark something that is literally just a saying
Well,
in,
and
par-
I-
in
I
regular
think
vernacular.
It's brilliant. I
No.
actually think it's absolutely brilliant because
It's
they're
a
going to
dick
make
move.
they're going to make
Taco Bell-
fucking money off of it.
Taco
That's
Bell
the point
actually
of it.
made the point that it's in such common usage
Yeah,
that they shouldn't be able to. I wonder if
I agree. It's common vernacular.
you know what? I wonder if it was who made the Lego movie.
Oh, it's before that, dude.
No, I know, but the trademarking of it may not have been because it was used heavily in that.
Well,
'Cause
yeah,
they had
but Taco
Taco Tuesday.
Tuesday's been around.
I
for-
understand that. That's
Let's
not my point.
see.
My point is that it was probably if they trademarked it, that's why it's trademarked.
So you think Lego fucking?
I don't know if
trademarked it?
Lego, whoever made
It
the
was
movie.
made by the movie was made by Warner Brothers.
Why don't we just type in who trademarked Taco Tuesday? Wouldn't
That'd
that
be
be easier?
interesting. Yeah, probably,
we're-
probably be the best way to find
No,
out.
no, no.
right?
Let's sleuth it from the bottom up.
Well,
Oh,
it
here
does
we go.
make good content.
Right when I said who trademarked, there it is at the top. It's
Taco
John's.
John's.
It's a Wyoming-based.
They're
fast food
not going to get
restaurant.
that
anywhere.
place is so fucking good.
Shut up.
No, I seriously.
Oh yeah,
You've
you're
been to
from that
fucking
area.
I
Wyoming?
grew up on
Really?
Taco
I
John's.
forgot
That
about
shit
that.
is
Okay,
so
you've actually been
fucking
there.
good. They have these things called potato olays that are unbelievable.
I forgot that you grew up in
Yeah.
that area.
It was literally 4 blocks
so you're a
from my
cunty
house.
area.
Yeah.
Fucking.
We had a.
Well, the thing
there was
is,
a grocery
though-
store called Butt Trees, right next to it too.
What?
Butt Trees.
Was it supposed to be
Spelled-
buttress?
Spelled that way. Buttrreys.
What the
Butt Trees.
Why?
What
I
the
don't
hell's
know,
a
but it was a great
Butt
grocery. It was like a
Trees?
Safeway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, no, it sounds like a
very
safe
fun. I like.
way
I'd skip school and
to
go to Taco
deal with
John's
trees.
and eat their food there. That's what I would do.
Well, and hey, I mean, I just think it's kind of fucked to
good for them.
do
Oh, man.
that.
That's,
Oh, it's-
all right.
it's-
I still
Literally-
think it's fucked up.
It's common.
On
make-
something
yeah.
common usage.
They're gonna make
It
money
has
off
been
of it.
for fucking.
Well, what if
ever.
somebody? What if somebody decided I'm going to trademark the word "the"?
Yeah.
I'm going to do that.
I wouldn't be
Let's
surprised.
do that. Let's do that.
There's
the
there's
skids.
people in
The
cinema.
skids are trademarking,
Trademarking
the word "the."
There's we have
Putting
to
it
have,
out there.
We have to have legal.
So every if
we're
if
going to.
anybody
We
wants
need
to
to.
have a proper sentence in grammar, they have to pay us royalties.
Yeah.
Well, that's the
And
point.
we're also trademarking "tha."
yeah, good point. Yeah.
Oh, no, that's "the."
The
How about
that.
DA? No, that's the Bears. They got that one.
Yeah,
the
that's
Bears.
now that I could see you getting trademarked. The Bears.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, the Bears.
But
but Saturday Night
Saturday
Live
Night,
would have probably
they
done
don't
that.
do that.
No, because they
They'd
want to
never
be able
to show that bit ever
Well,
again.
they don't need the money.
No, they
That's
would
the
because
thing.
it's all owned by NBC. So and NBC is
Oh.
the one that shows it and licenses it. so-
Right, but I'm saying if the Bears actually, the team, the Bears were to trademark it, then Saturday Night Live.
Yeah,
would be
I'm
able
saying
to.
Saturday Night Live would be the
No,
one.
there's
to
people
try to-
Oh, okay,
that do
gotcha.
that for a
Trademark
living that trademark
Yeah.
whatever they possibly can.
Well, actually, usually what it is, it's
usually URLs and shit like that too.
no,
like
they'll
website
take
names.
out copyrights, patent. I forget what that's called. Patent what? What is that called? You
Pending?
knew what that was, right?
A patent?
No, I know what a patent is,
What do you
but when people will take out patents on things, that somebody else is making before they make it.
Yeah.
What is that
God
called?
damn it.
It's got a specific name.
Yeah, there are whole companies that's what they
That's
do.
what they do.
I almost thought you were saying say patent.
It's
kaichi.
patent. It's not
That's it.
patent.
what?
theft,
No, it doesn't need to be repeated. Probably write that down.
Kevin, you're going to need a bleep just before this when you listen to this.
So
Just
I don't
so
think
you
it's
know, FYI.
it's not patent infringement, but it's
No.
God damn it.
It's not piracy. I forget what
No, it's like they.
Well, type in patent theft or use patent theft because that's what it is. Why, you could have just clicked on it.
No, I already had this up.
It was right there. It was the first one. Just back up.
No, that's patent infringement.
No,
Look,
type in patent theft.
that's what
and you
I
hit
brought
enter.
up. That's what's up right now.
Okay, type in patent infringement. See what that brings.
It's just basically
gonna
called
bring the same thing.
patent theft.
It's not.
No, it's not.
something
There's
else.
another
It's got
name
it's
for
got
it.
an actual name.
Acronym for that. Let's see the acronym.
Name for patent theft.
It's.
This is really
God.
riveting.
I know, right?
IP theft.
No,
No,
that's different. That's what China
It
does.
can refer to someone stealing patents.
That's not what it is, though. That's
copyrights. Are
it has a name.
intellectual property theft.
It has a different name.
Freedom to operate, FTO.
It's called patent something.
Patentability.
No, it's like patent.
Patent
No.
infringement.
Nope,
No,
it's none
not,
of those.
Not patent violation either. It's God damn it.
You guys are. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Patent. It's not patent trolls.
IP theft.
Term for
Threat
patent
data.
theft.
Impact of intellectual property theft. Proof point. That's
Dude, we had a guy that in
that's what it is.
in what was it? I think middle school.
No, it's not the same.
His grandfather actually had somebody steal his patent. So he had the patent for the dimmer switch for cars.
Oh no shit.
Yeah. And some, I think he was working for one of the company, whoever came up with the idea, right? What the company that did, but they ended up just taking it and using it for themselves, or somebody within the company took it and used it for himself, and then got the patent and fucking
Brilliant, yeah.
Well,
Sorry.
I mean it's
fucked up.
it's
But you
shit
know what?
crime.
Hate the hustle. You know.
Yeah, it's dumb.
That's how it works. That's how this world works, unfortunately. Like, who knows where we're going to be in the next 5-10 years? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone is bound to take something from us,
So the
or vice versa.
the official term would be
Your
non-practicing
likeness
entity
is
or
gonna make somebody
non-producing
money.
entity.
I hope not. I hope
And
it
they-
makes me money.
You know?
Well, I
What
hope
I'm
it makes
saying
all
is-
three of us money.
I mean,
What
look
I'm
at-
finding
I'll
is
even
it's
let
just-
you guys have some
look
of it.
at
TikTok
trolls.
and what's going on with that. I mean, everybody's
Yeah.
plagiarizing.
Maybe it is patent
TikTok.
troll.
I think it is patent troll because that's the only
I
term
think
can
it's
find.
patent troll.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
patent
patent
troll.
trolls go around finding available patents to
Patent pending
Yeah.
things that haven't finished.
yes, and then submitting and patenting it before them.
Yep.
So when they create it, they have to now buy it from them.
Right.
And,
And these
Or
guys make a
royalties.
buttload of money
they
doing
make a
it.
ton of it. Well, they don't even care about the royalties. They want the
No.
lump sum.
Yeah.
So they're like, all right, 25,000, and you can have that. And they'll do this. You know, say you only do it like 5 times a year, and you make. Or you only get it to work 5 times a year at
So you get a-
25,000.
Yeah.
You made 125,000 by just typing things in.
Yeah. Brilliant,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, it's pretty smart. It's
That's
a
what
good
I mean.
That's
That's
a good
Yeah.
scam.
People will
I-
do that with
I hate the
websites
hustle,
too.
but-
Website
Yeah.
names. They'll buy the name and then they'll sell it off to somebody who wants the company or whatever.
Well, that's what happened with. You know who Nicole Arbor is?
I've heard the name.
She's that Canadian chick that did that fat shaming joke thing song or whatever a long time ago. It's a hot.
My thighs.
Look up Nicole Arbor. You'll know who it is, but when you see her, she's a hot Canadian blonde chick.
Oh yeah, that narrows it down.
comedian.
Yeah. She says she's a comedian.
God,
she's not
she is
funny.
gorgeous.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. She's not funny though. That's the thing. Like she made a fat shaming video and
Dear fat people.
yeah, dear fat
That's
people.
it. September 2015.
Yeah, so she did that, but she went on the was it Legion? No, not Legion of Skanks, but the Real Ass podcast with Luis Gomez, and so they didn't get along throughout it. Like he's just hitting on her the whole time, and you know.
Well, how could you not? She's fucking gorgeous.
And you know, that's kind of his MO on the show. Like he does it so overtly that it's kind of funny.
Here's a tweet she put up. It says, in other news, a Chinese warship almost collided with a U.S. warship, and I'm not supposed to make the obvious joke about Chinese driving. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, she probably has writers now.
No shit.
But anyway, so she went on there, and everything didn't go very well, and they started kind of this feud back and forth. So she went and before Legion of Skanks had their own fucking, because Lewis is from Legion of Skanks, before they had skankfest.com, like for their festival, she went and bought it. And then it redirected it to her website. And Lewis was so fucking pissed about that.
I don't
think
blame
they
him.
finally got it, but she was like, yeah, you can have it back for $5,000.
Oh, shit.
I'd ask for more.
I think she was doing it to be cunty.
Yeah.
Good for her.
That was more of it.
I like that.
Yeah, no, it was
Because it's not happening to me.
It
That's
was
why I like
it was a
it.
good move.
Yeah.
It was still fucked up, especially when it's someone you're feuding with.
Yeah.
Like it's one thing if you just buy it and it's your friend and you're like,
I know
I'm going to
all
make you
about
do
that.
things.
Yep.
But no, it's someone you're feuding with, so you go, you know what? Fuck you.
Yep.
Hey, it was a
all
chess
about
move
that.
in their battle.
Dude, it was pretty it's probably the funniest thing she's done. But no, I've just never found her funny at all, though.
I've never really heard any of her.
Dude,
Look-
you know you would, if she was
Other
in
than
front
the
of you.
tweet.
Well,
there.
look up Nicole Arbor stand-up and tell me if she's funny.
What I'm saying is, if she were hanging out with you and said a joke that you knew was a terrible joke, you would laugh your ass off.
I have too much of the
Okay, we got a
what is that?
146 one right
visceral reactions, so I can't.
Yeah.
I can't laugh at things that are
Gorgeous
bad.
girl tells you a terrible joke. You know you potentially.
I
get
know
in
I'm
your
not gonna
panties.
fuck her, so
Well,
I'm not laughing.
If you had the inclination that you would by laughing at her jokes, you
I
would be
mean,
fucking
look, it
double
depends on
loaded.
how long it takes for the pills to kick in. Tim,
That's a good point.
here. Okay, here's one of her.
Think back to when we did catch him, and I thought it would be all exciting and stuff, but it wasn't. It was like, this just in. Yes, confirmed. We've got Saddam Hussein. Back to you. And I'm like, that's stupid. So in Nicole land, where everything is way more fun and pink.
she's hilarious.
This just in. Yes, confirmed. We've caught Saddam Hussein. He was with Waldo. Yes, Carmen San Diego. Yes. And the original.
Like right here is where I want
Fresh
to
Prince.
like hang myself.
Yeah.
This is so bad.
Because where the fuck did she go? Seriously. Now, for those of you not familiar, I love me some
It's
Fresh
Kevin in a
Prince. I
dress.
watch it every day. This is a story all about my life. And then I watched it, and it's about a black family.
Difference is, I wouldn't go on stage and do this shit.
I hope
because
not.
I know I'm not funny.
Because I'd be like, Kevin, you did a really good job up
There's
there.
basically 3 stools on the stage.
Totally different.
Why
Yes.
are there so many
Yes.
stools?
And it wasn't even like
Kevin didn't get the joke.
Of
course not.
They didn't even make
Especially the giant
See, this
stool
is
in the
why
middle.
I would not be
there's-
on the stage.
Tim, there's 4 over here.
There's a stool watching 3 stools.
That is fucking racist. That is so racist. Like, I can tell the difference between 2 black people. You can't do this. Freaking Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. If they were Asian, maybe. But not. Come on.
That's a fake laugh track too.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Dude, she puts laugh tracks in all of her
Yeah,
stuff.
that is a fake laugh
She's great
track.
at promoting
Yeah.
herself. That's what she did. Is she's good at promoting herself.
just not so good on
She's
stage.
she's decent at YouTube. That was what. And
Who
she's
knows that's
good.
even her on stage? That's probably just in her backyard
And she's
or a garage.
It could be.
I mean, it could be.
she's
there
also
may be no
really
audience.
really good at stirring up controversy to get more views.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what.
I think that's what everyone's skills are eventually going to be is how
Yeah.
to get attention.
but she's
Because that's what
she's-
it's
So
about these
she's
days.
good at trolling, basically, in a way.
No,
but that
she's not
promotes
even
herself.
good at trolling. She's good at getting people to talk about things that she's kind of trolled on or been just controversial in
Kinda
saying.
just start up a conversation.
Somehow
about
she
her.
gets that, and I don't understand it. Like, I mean, I think it's because she's hot. If she wasn't hot,
That definitely helps.
I don't think any of the stuff she does would have
Yep.
a third of the views. Because even that was another thing that Lewis pissed her off on. He was not just him. Tony Hinchcliffe was also on that show.
Okay.
You know Kill Tony?
Yeah.
Have you ever watched that?
No.
I know
Show's
you
a great
have.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a fucking great show. Kill Tony's where they'll bring up like newer comedians. They get 1 minute, and then the panel gets like 5 minutes to roast them.
And sometimes
Looks
it's
like
not
the
even
Gong
comedians.
Show.
Sometimes
Yes,
it's
but
just
it's
regular
great.
people, you know,
Yeah.
that throw their name
But
in
some
the hat.
comedians have been made from the show.
Yeah.
Neat.
So, but anyway, Tony Hinchcliffe's on there too, and they were talking to her. They're like, "Look, you do understand that like what you do is all because you're hot." And she's like, "No, I have great content." He's like, "Well, that's weird." Pulls up her Instagram.
all
And he's
nudes.
like, "No." He pulls up her Instagram, and he's like, well, "It's weird how all the videos of you talking don't have shit, but these pictures have a ton of views, tons of likes,
Zach
tons of
Galifianakis
views."
would do that on Between Two Ferns.
Yeah.
He'd say that shit. Do you think people would, if you didn't have the British accent, do you think people realized you weren't a shitty actor?
Well, his Hillary Clinton one is like, "Oh no, I'll email it to you."
No. He had Barack Obama one time.
Yeah.
That was fucking great.
I'm sure that was vetted heavily.
All of them have to be if they're a political
Yes.
figure.
Yo, they always
I'm
do.
sure that one was vetted like much more than any of the other ones.
They have to be. I mean, you can't insult the president of the United States.
I'm sure even the other ones are vetted too, and like these are the things I'll allow you to make fun of me.
Well,
about.
when we had Brie Larson, or the Captain Marvel. Is that her last name?
Yeah,
Larson?
Brie Larson.
Yeah.
That was
she's-
fucking hilarious, dude.
She's just.
It's like,
She's insufferable.
I know,
It says
man.
something about
not
the
even her
fact that-
co-stars can stand her.
Yeah.
to the effect that I hear you're not inclined to answer questions that are too personal. Is that true? And how young were you had your first period?
Dude, Zach, he's great. And the thing is, he
Fucking
got
lost it.
Well, and he's another guy that got his start in the comedy clubs.
Yeah, and
You know?
his stand up, it's
weird.
Yeah, like
It's weird.
he had a piano one.
He does
yeah.
mostly piano stuff on,
Yeah,
on his stand up.
It's really not like playing piano. It's like he'll play a couple notes and then say a dry joke.
Yeah.
Or what he'll do is he'll basically kind of play this background piece and talk over it.
Yeah. Well, what's his name would do that as well? The other
I never
autistic comedian that had the dark hair had his own show.
Oh, Dmitry Martin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I
my
remember
I don't know
God.
if he's autistic, but
That
he's
is
probably
autism.
pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the spectrum for sure.
He's a funny dude,
Probably Asperger's.
but he has some weird hits and weird misses.
Yeah,
Right?
I agree.
Like his hits are usually fucking great, and his misses are like,
What the hell were you thinking?
why did you think that would be funny?
Yeah.
It'd be like, I don't even know what I would compare it to, because it's like
His
did
pro-
you-
could
reading
be-
out of an atlas.
It could be one of two things. Either he thought it was extremely hilarious, or his crew thought it was.
Yeah,
extremely
and the thing
hilarious.
is, that's the problem when you do get a lot of yes people around
Yep.
you.
Oh,
They'll
that's
la-
great,
Oh,
man.
dude,
That's fucking great.
you're a genius.
I love those socks.
Basically,
Yeah.
every star in Hollywood.
I think that's actually one of the reasons, not just stars in Hollywood. I think that's one of the reasons why when certain comedians get big and all they have around them is the yes men,
right.
that they seem to get worse and worse over the years.
That's true.
And it's and you know the whole
I'm
reason
sure
the
Carlos
audience is
Mencia
laughing.
was part
I
of
was
that.
just going to bring him up.
Carlos Mencia just stole jokes.
Well, he did,
He's like,
but he
he
even
didn't have a style.
But one of the things that a lot of people thought was that those yes men, you know, were all around him saying this shit, so he was kind of pressured to steal more and more and more to keep,
almost
keep
to the,
his stature.
to the point where he
you know?
thought he came up with it, too.
He thought he came up with Bill Cosby's bit.
I know,
That's what I
dude.
mean. That's-
Which is hilarious. He's like, I've never seen that. I'm
Did
like,
you-
it has the same fucking beats.
It's literally the
throughout it.
same fucking joke.
Yes,
Yeah.
he changes a few things. A few.
Very little of
Instead of one being winning the Heisman, his
Yeah.
is wins the fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's the difference in the joke. That's it.
That's about it.
Well,
Yeah.
again, you
Well,
get
and,
enough yes
did
people around
you
to say that's
see-
hilarious.
I
Did
don't
you
think
see
that
that-
it was yes people. I think
So-
that he was like, this is how I maintain.
So like
I
last
steal
year,
something that's funny.
he did a new interview with someone. Do you ever hear that show Valuetainment on
Yeah.
on YouTube? Well, that guy interviewed him. I think his name's Patrick David.
David Bettman.
Yeah,
I
something like
think is
that.
it.
And he interviewed him and he
Or
started
Patrick
grilling him.
Bettman David.
Yeah. And he started grilling him. And dude, the guy's still delusional, acting like he did nothing wrong.
Well, then that's the thing.
You know,
like, he
Mencia.
might actually be a guy that could redeem himself by going, look, I was young. I did a lot of stupid things. I wanted
Yeah.
to maintain my fame.
a lot of pressure,
he
blah blah
couldn't.
blah. You know, I mean,
He couldn't.
but
you
he
know.
will not admit.
No,
his faults.
and he goes, well, I've recorded all my sets since '93. And, if you can tell me when you did it and show me proof. And it's like, well, yeah, but the guy was doing it at an open mic.
He was doing the same
know?
thing on this
There's no video
interview
proof of
with,
it, yeah.
with the Valuetainment guy. He was saying the same kind of shit. Like, I've recorded everything. You could go back and show me. And then he's sitting there going like, dude, look. And he went back to the Joe Rogan thing, was talking about it. He's like, Joe Rogan called you out on specifics. And
He called
you know,
He called him out on a joke that Ari Shafir was doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was the notorious one right
And
there.
yeah,
was the
because Ari Shafir is
one.
one of his best friends,
the
man.
Fence
So,
one.
Yep, the border, and he's like, "Well, do you
Yeah.
think?" Carlos saying, "Do you think a Jew could come up with that?" It's like, well,
Wow.
yeah, I think.
yeah, I mean, he did.
Well, he was saying it because it was he was maintaining that it was like that's a Mexican premise, and it's
Yeah.
like you're Honduran, you're not even Mexican,
Right.
So why just because you're Latino doesn't mean
No, that's all encompassing.
it's
Yeah,
like, I
yeah.
guess.
The language is all encompassing.
All Latino is just all Mexican.
Yeah, it's like, but that's the thing. Like, he's even tossing out the weird racial
Yeah,
stereotype.
yeah.
Of like, no. Well, it depends on which coast you're on, too. Because if you're in New York, it's all Puerto Rican, right?
True.
True.
So if you're on the West Coast, it's all Mexican.
Yeah.
If
Miami,
you're
Florida.
Miami, it's all Cuban.
Yep, Cuban,
down there.
yep.
So, yeah, it depends on which region you're in, on which Latin group you're just calling every Latin person,
Yeah, it was
So-
kind of fun to watch him squirm in that interview on Valuetainment.
Yeah,
though, 'cause,
well,
like,
same thing with the Bobby Lee interview.
oh yeah, because Bobby Lee interviewed him too.
Bobby
didn't he?
Lee
Yeah.
knew that he was stealing jokes.
Yeah.
Was his name Ernest? Bobby Lee kept calling him Ernest.
No, his
His real name
is
is
Ned.
Ned.
It's
Yeah,
Ned.
yeah.
Ned Holness.
Wholeness, that's his name.
I
Yeah.
remember Bobby Lee kept doing that.
And
calling
he
him
changed
Ned.
his name to be like, well, I'm going to go with the Mexican thing,
Yeah.
even though I'm not Mexican at all. He might have taken spring break there, and he's like, yep. I'm
Looks
like,
the
well,
part.
yeah.
I mean, sorry, he looks the part.
Well, yeah,
Everything
no.
about the guy's
Dumb
fake.
Americans will catch on.
And that's the
he's Mexican.
thing.
Yep.
That's what it is. He's just playing on the dumbness of people.
Again, hate the hustle.
Yeah, no. Look, I don't fault him for changing his name to make it sound more Mexican. That's fine.
Oh hey, I mean, a lot of people.
I
in
fault him for
Hollywood
stealing all the
changed their
jokes.
name.
You know, he
Yeah,
made money
exactly.
off of it.
Which
Yeah.
is a cardinal rule you're not supposed to break as a comedian.
Yeah,
is stealing jokes.
I mean, there's been people that have bought jokes.
Yeah, but that's different. You're
know?
actually purchasing it from that person, and there's a deal that went through and all that.
Yeah.
Or the writers are writing for you.
Well,
You're still
like
credited.
I know Chris
you know?
Rock works with writers. And
Yeah.
shit. He's got writing partners and
Sure.
stuff like that.
But he would credit his writers and everything.
Yeah,
so he's
I'm
not
sure-
going out
I'm-
saying,
I'm
I
su-
made this up, you know?
I'm sure when he goes and does the, well, that's the thing. I think once you buy it or once it becomes yours, it's yours.
Okay,
You've
yeah.
already paid for it. It's like the car.
Sure.
Like you buy a car, you don't go, well, no, let's thank Ford every time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
You just go, no, this is my car. So I
And
kind
in
of get that
I
point.
could see. I could
But
see
that's
that.
if you've actually
Yeah.
gone and gotten the permission and done that.
Yeah.
I've talked about it on here before. I think that who was it? Fuck, what's that guy's name that had all the one-liners? The hippie dude.
Mitch Hedberg.
Mitch Hedberg.
Oh my!
Oh, he
fucking
was
God,
I
that
guess-
was amazing.
I guess he sold a joke to some fat comedian, and then he's like, "Yeah, that does," because he made up this joke, and he's like, "I think this joke would work for you." Or he didn't even sell it. He just goes, "I think you can have it."
Yeah.
And he's like, "All right, cool, that's awesome." That other comedian went and watched some other comedian do that exact joke, and then he's like, "What the fuck?" So he goes up to Mitch and he's like, "Hey, what gives?" He's like, "Oh, dude, I was on a lot of heroin, a lot of heroin."
He probably gave that joke to like 5 or 6
Yeah, that's
people.
what he said. He actually said that. He's probably. I gave it to all the fat guys. So
that was his joke.
yeah, that was the joke.
That was his joke.
That's actually something that I do like, because I like that behind the scenes stuff that
Oh
I've
yeah,
heard.
the comedian
Yeah.
behind the scene
Yeah,
comedian
well, that's
stuff is great.
one of the
That's what
reasons-
was great about David Tell's show.
I
Yes.
love David
Oh my
Tell,
God, when they
man,
had the
that
table
guy's
talks
awesome.
and
Yeah.
shit like that, I fucking loved
Well, when they
it.
did the Insomniac tour.
Yeah, that's
Not
what I
just
So good.
yeah, where they would go out to the diners in the morning
Yep.
and hang out late nights and stuff.
Sarah Silverman's there, just fucking chopping it up
Yeah.
with everybody.
Well, and
I
I
fucking love those.
It makes me miss Craig Giraldo even
Yeah,
more.
I
that
know,
guy was
man.
so good.
Geraldo
He could
was
deliver,
awesome.
man. He could deliver. And
Well,
when
and
you
he was
could tell they were
smart.
good when they got the whole fucking table doubling over.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
fuck
loved
yeah.
that. you
Well,
know?
and the thing, and you also find out that like a lot of comedians, just because what they do on stage doesn't mean that that's specifically 100% their sense of humor.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they'll be able to
Bob
double
Saget,
over.
yeah,
Bob Saget's way different than what
Notoriously,
people
yeah,
thought.
that was the thing about him, is everyone was shocked that he was so vulgar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because
he was so great.
he got picked up in the late 80s or mid 80s.
Yeah.
And then put on a television show where he's this wholesome fucking dude.
Yeah.
And it's based on, kind of his
Danny
real life.
Tanner.
Yep.
I think it's supposed to be based kind of on his real life because he had 3 daughters and all that shit, So, I mean...
like loosely, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm very loosely. But, then they go through and... I mean, it was a weird show. San Francisco, 3 dudes in the house.
Well, I tell you what,
no
though,
late-
Becca.
yeah, Becky.
Oh my fucking god, dude!
Yeah.
I was crushing on
yeah.
her bad.
Yeah, and then she did prison time.
Just drop dead gorgeous. Yeah, she sold her kid to. No, she bought her kid's school time or something like that.
Yeah, bought him into colleges.
Yeah, bought him in. Well, again, a parent with money. Why the fuck not? But again,
Because it's illegal,
It's
and that's
illegal.
why they punished her.
I get it, but I think it's more legal for the. It's more legal for the college to take it, in my opinion.
It's illegal for
all-
both
but-
ways.
Yeah,
The
bribery.
college didn't pay for anything though. They didn't get any reprimands whatsoever. She's the one who got arrested. College didn't get fined or anything.
Well, I think whoever took it in the college.
Yeah,
should have got
as far as I know, I
don't
think
know.
it was certain people within the college.
That's what I mean.
that did
No,
it.
well then there you go. Your
Well, I
point's
don't know
completely
if it
fucking
was the
wrong.
actual-
Well, what I'm saying is, I
institution.
don't think she should have been punished as much as the.
But the college institution may not be.
Held liable for that.
Well, what I'm
It's
saying
not
is,
our fault. We
no,
didn't
it's
do
not.
it.
It's not our fault.
The
It's the-
administration took care of that, not us.
no, it could have been one guy.
Yeah, that signed checks or signed.
Yeah, I,
that-
no,
that
it's-
signs
I think it was
people
like,
in.
I think
That's
it was.
all it-
I think
all
it was
it
a couple,
takes
one or two
sometimes.
guys that were involved in it or something.
You know, you don't destroy an entire organization because one guy's a piece of shit.
Yes,
Yeah.
you do. You bring it down from
Now-
the inside out.
Now, if you can go
No, you
through,
take the bad apples out and you toss them in the garbage.
if you can go through and link him and everybody else, it's like, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
That's a different story.
Yeah.
If it's a
But
widespread.
from that
thing.
show, I think the middle child ended up being a huge drug addict.
yeah, she was
that
way into meth.
Yeah, that
Bad.
was.
Jodie Sweetin.
That's her. Yeah, yeah.
And then the twins, the 2 girls. Oh my!
Of course, we know what happened to them.
Yeah, they
became
killed
party
Heath
girls.
Ledger.
Yes,
They're
yes,
responsible for
yes,
Heath Ledger?
They were
Well,
heavily
both-
involved in
I
his
imagine
death.
both of them fucking him probably would.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you do feel
You'd
like
get
you're fucking.
splinters. They're
Also,
so
the
fucking
role, the
toothpicky.
I was
Joker
gonna say-
apparently put him over.
I mean, like if Heath Ledger's thing when he was a kid was trying to fuck his troll doll,
They are really.
they're like, "Hey, do you have a jewel in your stomach too?"
Then he became a cackling
Let me
troll
put
doll.
one there.
Well, that's where I'm gonna come.
Take the jewel out and fill it up.
That's how we'll get it to stay.
Oh my god! It's the adhesive, isn't it?
Fill up the belly button.
Oh, you're running a bit low.
Yeah, that, it
Here,
is-
you're running a court low.
it is pretty fucked up, man.
Yeah,
But their younger sister's cute though. The one that played
Yeah,
Scarlet Witch.
Yeah,
She's
when
good
I
looking.
saw her and saw that was her last time, I was like, "Is she related?"
dude, she's
And then I found out-
Yeah,
gorgeous.
she's a very pretty person.
She's the pretty one out of the.
Yes,
three.
she is,
Well, they
and
were-
she's the better
At one
actress.
point,
out of
they
the
were
three.
very pretty,
Dude,
but then
and
they
this-
became anorexic
so
or
here's-
something
Yeah.
like that, or bulimic.
Here's
or
the
some sort of eating disorder.
fucked up thing about that whole
The Olsen
that
family?
the Olsen twins.
Huh.
Remember when there was a fucking internet site that had a countdown to when they were 18?
Yes,
that was-
I remember
so,
that.
so anybody saying shit now that like back then we were much better about this weird shit. No, we weren't.
No, we weren't.
People were fucked up back then.
Well, there's the argument too,
Yeah.
like how
They've always
parents-
been fucked
how,
up.
How adult
Yes.
women treated Justin Bieber the same way.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing is, nobody cares about that.
that was hilarious.
All those
Yeah.
50-year-old
That was-
women that
yeah.
were like dying over him. Just yeah.
Or chicks being like, "Hey, 15-year-old dude," and grabbing his balls.
yeah.
I mean, that happened.
Literally.
Yes.
But by the way, that's more socially acceptable than
course it
it
is.
is.
Well,
the
we
other
know
way
that,
around.
Kevin. You don't need to
It's
explain
fucking
it to us.
ridiculous.
that's
This
the
is
point.
why I
that's
said
the
that
point
it
we're
is.
making, Kevin.
This is why I said that it
Pointing
is
it out.
different. That if a male teacher fucks one of his female students,
Right.
and a female teacher fucks
Right.
one of her
Like,
male
was it
students,
Mary Kay
they are
Letourneau?
different.
Yeah.
It is different.
Yeah.
It's not the same, you know. And I hate it when people go, "No, it's exactly the same." I'm like, "No, it's not." First off, this kid's probably not going to be all fucked up in his head because of it.
Yes, he will.
This chick will.
It depends.
There's a higher percentage chance that she's going to be fucked up or was already fucked up. There's less of the chance over here.
I disagree.
I
think
think
it-
you can
I-
disagree,
I-
but
I
that could
think
be
that
you.
Yeah, we've had that
depends on the
conversation
guy.
before.
Yeah.
but
I was
yeah.
going to say, I think that
Depends on
could
the
be
person.
you.
Yeah.
I think that if that would have happened to me and Miss
I
McDaniels,
mean,
like,
sorry,
hey,
rape is still
I really-
rape, bud.
huh?
Rape's still rape. Doesn't matter.
Technically,
Gender-
statutory rape.
Gender does
Yeah, it's not the
matter
same
when it
thing as rape. I wouldn't
It
call
is.
it the same. No, I don't call it the
I
same
wouldn't
thing.
call it that. Yeah, that would be statutory.
Statutory rape is a different thing.
It is.
Rape, to me, is kind of a
Rape
forceful
is
act.
Force.
forceful?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, not always. I mean, there are times like, well, it's still always kind of forceful.
So she's passed out.
Hard
That's
R
statutory.
rape.
Yeah,
Hard
that-
R
that-
rape is forceful. You know.
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying, You're saying it's not the same. Again,
No, I don't
had-
think it's the
we've had
same at all.
discussion,
I don't
but
think it's the same at all.
And again, I think we've already covered that. I disagree with that approach. I think an adult and a child is still an adult and a child.
I understand that, but here, toss this out there.
I don't care about gender with that.
Say that this is 17 and 17 over here.
Uh-huh.
Do you not see that there's a difference in that?
What do you mean?
The 17-year-old girl versus the 17-year-old boy.
I don't.
I do.
Personally, I don't.
absolutely
No,
do. I
I
think
think
that's
it's-
absolute horseshit that you would think that.
Really?
I really do, because I do not think that it affects the guy psychologically anywhere near that it would affect the female.
Well, why can't it be flipped the other way then? How come it affects her negatively at 17 and not him?
Because we're not the same.
That there is an aspect of that I
We're not
agree
the
with.
same.
So, but maturity levels. Who do you think is more mature at that age?
It doesn't. I don't.
Yeah,
I
that
don't-
all comes down to the individual.
That's
Yeah.
individual. But I would also say
So
that
you would say it was based on the individual, not the gender.
That's what-
no, not always. I think that it's more so based on the gender than it would be
Yeah,
anything
see,
else.
again-
I think gender's a factor.
I think
but
it's
I
a-
do
I think it's the
it
biggest
would-
factor.
I think it does also come down to the individual. I
Yes.
think there's the both.
I think
factors at
ultimately
play.
there, but I think if you're doing generalizations, I'd say generalizations, sex of the.
So you're talking
matters.
statistically then?
Yeah, statistically.
Well, let's pull statistics up for it. I mean, there's
I
no
don't
real.
know- I don't know what you would
I mean,
type
what-
in.
There's
what
no way to track
statistic
it,
would be like?
unfortunately. Yeah, but
Who's more fucked up psychologically from the event?
I
look-
imagine that's what you have to look up. Is who has more psychological damage when it comes
See,
to
this is how
statutory
Kevin
rape,
gets all
male
the
or female?
daycare stuff on his
That's why
computer.
we're talking about it. I want him to look it up on his computer more and more.
Kevin's on a watch list.
Eventually, it locks itself down.
No wonder why I have FBI vans out
Chat
front of my house.
GPT just pops up and goes, "What are you doing, bro?
Not again.
What are you doing, bro?"
The tape's not working on that. We can still see you. We can still hear you.
It's like it sprouts its own camera. It's like we really got to get this guy.
But statistically, I mean, again, but at the same time, the statistics are probably going to be off because males won't report it nearly as much as females.
You want to know why? Because they're fine with it.
No, it's embarrassing.
I think that they're more fine with it. First off,
You would be, Shane. You can't
I'm
generalize it because other people.
no, I'm generalizing it because most males, I think, would be like, not a big
Yeah,
deal.
but you have nothing to back it up. You have your own personal opinion about
And
it.
I've talked to numerous people, and I
Have
think
been
that
raped by their teachers.
no, but I've talked to enough dudes where I'm like, yeah, they would have been fine with
Well,
it
of course they're going to say, "Yeah, that'd be fucking cool."
because that would have been fucking cool.
I disagree. I think a lot of it is about a social stance.
Look, like I said, dude.
and a female would be the same way. As, oh my god, I fucked my teacher. Oh my god, no, you didn't. Really? Oh, that's so hot.
I disagree with you.
Well-
We're not the same. That's the thing.
You
You're
believe that a
using-
woman doesn't want sex. You believe that a man does.
No, I don't. That's not what I said at all.
Well, that's kind of what you're generalizing.
It's not what I'm generalizing.
You're saying a woman would be more fucked up if she fucked a male teacher that was older than her than a
Yes.
male student that fucked a female teacher that was
Yes.
older than them.
Yes, I believe that 100%.
And that has
I
to
think
do
they're
with-
not the
it's
same,
because
Tim.
it's gender.
Yes, I think they're completely fucking different things.
No, it's not.
It's completely different. I think you're absolutely crazy.
No, you're the
You're
one-
fucking nuts.
You're generalizing because of your
Because
own
that's
personal-
the general fucking rule on
That's
that.
your opinion.
It's not an opinion.
Again, statistically, there's no way.
Kevin's
for you to
finding
Okay,
them.
back it
so
up.
listen to
Kevin's
this. Now
finding them.
this is from an actual study.
Watch.
All right.
It just says Tim's wrong in there. That's, it actually
just says
says
Tim's
that.
wrong. So
Scrolling across
here-
like a marquee.
so here's just from the abstract. It
The
says
FBI chiming in. No, we really have the
It
statistics.
comes in those little LED lights too, like the fucking like silver alerts.
My phone starts.
It just says, "Tim,
Does
you're
that
wrong."
sound- Oh, great! Got an Amber Alert.
Okay, what did it say?
so it says so this is from the abstract. It says perceptions of child sexual abuse and statutory rape vary based on the gender of the victim, the perpetrator, and the combination of both.
Perspective.
So and
What?
it's
No, it's saying what.
so it says we extend existing research to examine attributions of responsibility and punitive preferences for student victims in student-teacher sexual relationships.
and that's what we're talking about.
Right. And
Females are victims and the males are not. Is that what you're saying?
No,
Well, no,
I'm
no,
not
no, no.
saying they're not victims.
Well,
See, you're twisting my words.
All right.
What I'm saying is it doesn't. Statistically, it's not going to be the same. I don't think the effects over here are going to be the same as over here at all.
But they're still both victims.
Yes.
Okay.
But I don't, and I think that the teachers should be punished. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, I think that
the negative effects are greater for the woman than they are for the man.
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
I believe that 100%.
But you still believe they're both victims.
Yes, I never said they weren't.
Right.
Yeah, no, they're both
We're getting there,
victims.
Shane. We're getting there.
No, we're not getting there. I've never fucking advocated for. No, I think all female teachers should fuck their students.
Back up this up and you say it's okay
Dude,
on
that,
this side and it's not.
That happened in Texas.
Because you said that. You said it's okay here and it's not okay here.
I think the kid will be okay. I don't think the chick's going to be as okay. I think there's more psychological damage here than over here.
But that's
every
because
time.
you're a misogynist.
It's not. Again, I didn't say that. You fucking cunt.
So, as far as what I'm seeing here, it does say that women do have more often have more psychological trauma
Weird.
than male respondents.
Is the scroll coming up yet?
No, I want to know what I mean, granted, it's...
Now, the thing is, though, it's very hard to be exact on this because it really does come down to the individual.
Yes, but I'm speaking in
more
generalities.
Often, it's the women that are
You're
more
speaking on how you would
psychologically
behave
damaged.
if the situation
I'm not
were to
saying
happen
me.
to you.
I'm saying in general.
He's
I
saying
think guys are
generali-
not going to get as
generalized.
fucked up out of it as a female would.
And it seems the studies suggest that.
Studies from what website?
Well,
again?
these are multiple.
Shanesright.com.
He typed it up last night.
Timswrong.org.
It's a pay site too, so you're gonna buy in.
Yeah, they had a paywall. I had to buy the year membership.
That would be hilarious if I set this all up last night. I'm like, we're going to get into this
That'd be
conversation.
very good on you, dude. If you can actually control
but
the
as far
conversation.
as I
to
can
that
tell-
I email Kevin. I'm like, hey, dude, I've got the before scenes. Put this at the beginning of the show so people put it right after.
So I've looked at the conclusions of 3 different studies, and they all seem to be similar in their conclusions.
That's why I'm saying it. They're not at all the same thing.
No, it's not the same. And
I'm not saying they're right.
No, and some of the men were psychologically traumatized, but it says
Yes.
more often it's the
and
females that are
that's my point. I don't.
psychologically traumatized. Yeah.
That's why I don't look at it as the same
Are
thing.
you looking
Right.
at the Psychology Stack Exchange? Is that what it is, or Sage Journals? Or?
No, one of them is from Sage Journals, and then one is from the NCBI. And then I had another one up here from...
Now, I think when it gets to younger and younger kids, it's more
Healthy
similar.
Place.
I think the younger the victims get, the more similar it becomes. Right?
Yeah, there's a large body of evidence that heavily political opinion. So there's a political opinion.
It's not a political opinion.
With very scattered actual references to data that could link into and not. Yeah, this is going to go.
Like I said, it's not a simple
No.
conclusion,
But
we're just looking at
I just think logically based, you would probably come up with this assumption anyway.
Yeah, and we're looking at generalities here,
and that's all I'm
based
saying.
on-
I'm not going on specific studies
yeah.
I
or
think the
specific
age thing
people.
is different.
Well,
let's
obviously,
back it up
yeah,
instead of
when it
saying
comes to age-
17 and saying 15 or saying 14.
I
or
still
saying-
think 15 and 14, the guy is probably going to come out better. I think as you get younger than that is when it becomes more similar.
Yeah.
I think the younger the victim is, the more similar they're going to have weird outcomes.
I think that's probably true.
Okay, so
yeah.
we're
but
getting there, Shane.
We're
I
not
think
getting
it's
there. I gave a very specific one. It said 17 on each of them.
Yeah, but I
first
think
off,
that's-
I've watched that happen.
And
Not
from
literally
a lot
in the
of
room,
these
but
studies, they're
one of my
dealing with
teachers
older.
took
they're
off with
dealing
some
with
chick.
older.
Yeah.
You know, they're doing with these studies. They're dealing with people 15 and
yeah,
and
because
at
that's the
the- at the
most
same
common when
time,
it comes
though,
to that.
you say-
Otherwise, it's molestation,
Right.
Which is a
which is
totally
a
different
totally
thing.
different argument. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, but back to the 17-year-old thing, though, leaving with a female student and a male student, right?
Yeah.
You don't think either are going to see it as a boastful thing that they're going to boast to their friends
Oh,
about?
I think that some of them will.
Some
absolutely.
will. I think
I'm
that comes
saying
to
in
the individual.
generalities. I'm not talking about
Yeah.
specific cases. You seem to be missing that point.
Well, what I'm and then what I'm going to reiterate, or not reiterate, what I'm going to approach then is
Okay.
the person that the 17-year-old female doesn't want it, but the 17-year-old.
I didn't say that.
It doesn't mean that the boy
I've
will
never
want
said
it.
that.
It just
because I
means
think statutory rape is
individually.
not the same thing as
So
rape.
where's the psychological damage then? What can you specifically say psychologically damages the male
Because
over the female, or the female
That
over the
because
male?
well, that
guy-
comes down to the individual.
I think guys are more likely to think of this as a conquest
Yeah.
than a female would.
Why?
Why? Because that's how
of-
guys
well,
think.
That's how us
Women
guys,
aren't competitive when it comes to sex
No, because
mean-
have you watched? Okay, have you? What is
Yeah,
that
see,
fucking?
this
What is
is-
that
depends-
podcast? What is that podcast? Is it called Whatever or something like that?
Oh, the Whatever podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
They talk about this all the time.
Yeah, they do.
They go, hey,
It's actually not a bad
if body counts.
So for
doesn't-
women,
wait,
it's-
just one
okay.
second. So if body counts don't matter, then what's your body count? They ask women.
Yeah,
this.
they do.
And none of them want to answer.
No.
None of them.
They lie usually
None of them.
Okay.
Not once.
because body count does matter.
Because it matters. So what I'm saying, and for a guy would be like, yeah, I fucked 200 chicks.
yeah.
But yeah, but that's.
It's more of a boastful point for
that's
men,
a social
while it's
construct,
not.
though, isn't
but
it?
it doesn't matter.
Yes and no.
I think it is. I think it's more of a
I-
social
We're talking
construct.
about-
I don't, because if you look at the evolutionary psychology of humans and you go back
Actually,
long enough,
I think he's
this
right on
actually
this, on some
correlates to what happened a long time ago when we were in smaller groups, and the female would be not just shunned by all of them, and it's not just a social thing. It's because when a female has a baby, she wants to have that provider, and if she's known to fuck everybody there, nobody's going to be that provider.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not just it's also a thing that
it
she's
comes-
not going to have anybody watching out for that kid. She's not going to get the food. She's not. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you
'Cause
got to
the
remember.
male used to go out and fucking.
You got to
do
remember,
that.
we humans, we work on biological and evolutionary triggers that we don't even notice.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
And that. I forget what book that's out of too.
there's a lot of books.
Well,
that
yeah,
cover
but there
this
was a
stuff.
specific one I was thinking of. I cannot remember the name. I'll have to find it. I'll read it once.
Well, again,
But no, he's right about
I'm
this
just curious what the
because-
psychological damage specifically is for a female than it is opposed to a male.
I think more so. I mean, it's that Scarlet Letter thing. You
Yeah.
know, it's the same. It's
I
a
think that's
similar
an
thing.
aspect.
And
But
if
they're
it gets
both
found out,
consenting. Are you saying they're both consenting?
We're talking about.
I would say generally. But
we're talking about if they
also,
were consenting at the time.
Also, I think guys are more coercive when it comes to trying to get a female to fuck than on the other end.
And that, I think with you, because you open that with I think, it's because I
Again,
think you believe that a woman doesn't want it.
No, but
That's not what I
again,
said.
That
You're
comes
saying
down.
that.
We're talking about things that
I'm
come
not
down
saying
to
that.
an individual level.
Then why would a
because-
man have to be coercive and not a woman?
Because a woman can have sex with whoever she wants, and a guy can't.
That's true.
That's
Men
real
do
life.
have to work at it more.
That's real life.
Come on, dude. There's actual
And if you don't
studies
believe that,
prove
then
this.
I don't know who
There
I'm
was
talking
there
to.
was a movie a while back about the guy who wrote those sex books about a male and a female. Remember that?
Oh, men are from
Men
Mars.
are from Mars, women are
Women
from Venus.
Venus.
shit.
I think it was prior to this. This is back in the 60s, maybe.
Are you talking about Kinsey?
Kinsey? Yeah. And then remember,
But
he
there's
wrote
a
the book
spectrum,
about the,
blah, blah, blah.
the male sexual spectrum. That book came out and was phenomenal, right?
Yeah.
And then he did the same research for females, and it was shunned, but it was actual data. It wasn't him making shit up, but that book got him basically barred from everything. Because
Well, there's
he
a lot
was-
more to it. He
was
did a lot
providing.
of fucked
Yeah, I
up
was
shit.
gonna say because there's a lot of
He was providing real data.
But the
though.
thing is,
Yeah.
though, I think that the data that's come out since then has kind of disproved some of his stuff.
Yeah.
Fair enough, but what I'm saying
And that's
is,
how science works, and that's fine.
He was involved in some pretty shady
it's
shit,
my
too.
belief that women are just as much sexual beings as men.
I don't-
And when
I-
you
Well,
say
Well,
when
look,
you
I'm
say
not
that
saying that that's not true.
now, what I'm saying about let
We
me
all
give
are.
you some agreeances on this because I do believe that a man has to work harder when it comes to having a sexual part than a woman does.
Of
right?
course.
Yeah.
But that's also because men will fuck anything that moves.
Yes, Tim. That's kind of my point.
Right.
Right, but that's
But a woman, she's
That's
selective.
why do you think that
Right.
the kid
So
over
if
here?
a woman is selective who their sexual partner is, why would it be a negative thing for her to fuck her selected partner as opposed to a male being fucked by an older female teacher
nobody's saying
that will
that.
fuck anything?
because that's
The choice has both been made for them that they want that, right? Would you agree with that?
it depends.
Well,
that's
that
where
all depends
yeah,
on the
I would say
situation and the individual.
We're talking about statutory rape here.
yes.
Right.
So that's an age thing.
I think that there's more coercion over on this side, where the male is the perpetrator, than on the side with the female.
You don't think the female teacher is a perpetrator?
Oh no.
And you're
Again-
twisting my words
again,
every
no,
time I say
again,
something.
That's how I approach
no,
it.
Well,
yeah, I know.
again,
You
though,
go,
this comes
hey, how do
down
I
to-
gaslight you as much as
Well,
possible?
It's not gaslighting.
It's
again,
gaslighting.
no,
That's
but
what
me
gaslighting
attempting-
is.
We're
It's me
talking
attempting to find-
generalities. We
Yeah.
can't. Individual cases. It may be more.
Yeah,
She
you
may,
have
the
to know
woman
what-
may have been more coercive than in other cases.
Yeah, you have to know what the actual evidence is
And vice
in each
versa.
case. But when
Yeah.
you're talking about generalities, you cannot go into those specifics.
To help the argument? No.
It's harder to go into specifics because
Specifics
of one
have to
case.
be- we have
Because
to
you're
be
now
talking
talking
about
about more
individual
outlier
cases.
stuff.
Yeah.
Things
Well,
that
I'm-
things that are further
I'm
over
talking
on one
the
side or the other.
generalities of the human condition.
No, you're not. You're actually
I
bringing
am,
up
when it
very
comes to-
specific
no,
things.
I'm talking about a
But you're
male human
asking
condition and a
questions that come
female
down
human
to more
condition.
individual.
Yeah,
issues.
you are asking more individual. I think that on this side, there's definitely going to be more coercion. That's just because in general you have to be more coercive or have a better.
But consent.
I'm not saying there wasn't consent.
But that
I
consent,
don't know.
that
that's
consent
that's,
may have
that's,
been coerced.
That's also very.
Okay, so let's
also very
let's
specific
phrase it
too.
this way.
No,
let's phrase it
but
this
Tim,
way.
that's
then.
also very specific too.
Let's
Yeah.
tie consent into both situations.
Why?
Why not?
But the consent could have been coerced.
That's the thing. Now you're talking about very individual situations versus the generalities of it. I'm talking about very general stuff. Very general. That if there's a 17-year-old and a teacher over here and the 17-year-old's a male and the 17's a female over here, that they are different things because
The
of
damage is different.
I would say so, yes, because the damage is going to be different between male and female anyway on general.
Yeah.
In a specific situation, it might be even more different than you would think, or less different. They might be the same.
Yeah.
But that's it.
I'm of it that they're
that
the
comes
same.
down to the
I disagree that
individual
they're the
level.
same at
Yeah,
all.
I know. We've established that.
I mean,
I'm still trying to
Me
play
and
my
Kevin are
part.
on the side of reality, and you're sitting over here on the side of we're all the same.
No, who's
We're not the
gaslighting
same.
now? I mean, that's basically what you're
That's not
doing.
gaslighting.
Yeah,
That's more of a red
saying,
herring.
Yeah.
That's a red herring.
All right. Well,
You're gaslighting.
I'm not gaslighting because I'm not at all saying either of you are crazy. I'm not doing that. I'm trying to propose different situations to help my
Well,
case.
yeah, but like I said,
No,
when you
and
get
I
into
get
the
that, but-
specifics, it's
Yeah.
harder. Then it's more.
Then we
onto
have
the
to look-
individual.
we have
That's
to
how
look
I
at
like to
individual
look at it.
cases.
If
But
you look at it at a broad spectrum,
You have
even
to look
then,
at it.
No,
That's the
you
problem,
don't.
though.
But
You
in
do,
this argument,
because-
he's talking about
Because if you
broad
don't
and
look at
general.
things in a broad spectrum, then you start going, well, there's definitely people that don't have arms. And it's like, well, yeah, of course there's people that don't have arms, but they're on the outliers. The
So the
outliers.
17-year-old male doesn't have arms,
He doesn't have arms.
and the female does.
Yeah.
So
Now-
who's going to be psychologically damaged more there?
I
Actually,
guess
wanna get into it, let's
I guess
get
it
into it.
depends. It depends.
I think
on
the
how many
no-armed guy is going to
positions
be
and-
happy that somebody paid attention.
Yeah.
to him getting his
Yeah, I
dance.
think this guy's gonna be
He's
fine.
just happy to be involved, right?
He's being used as a dildo because he's in that shape now.
I think we can both agree to disagree on this one.
Yeah, and that's
'Cause
fine.
We're not going to get anywhere with it. but-
I just think that it's crazy that you would think, and yes, I'm calling that crazy
Well, and look,
thought.
look,
Well,
Tim.
that's what I mean. But-
On individual levels, Tim, I do think you're making good arguments. But,
Yes, but
when
on-
it comes down to the
Yeah.
generalities, though, a more general perspective, I think Shane's a little more in the right when it comes to just
I'm not trying
general,
to
know.
win you over, Kevin.
I know you're not.
You're fucking
I'm,
France.
I'm
dude.
saying
I gained nothing by your approval of.
Kevin's
you
like-
don't need to.
Kevin's
I'm
like-
just watching the argument.
Kevin's like, when
You're-
I come down off this fence, my pants are still going to be up there.
That's what I mean. It's like, that either helps or hurts.
I know.
He's like, just so I can slip back in and go over the other side.
But we're talking generalities, and in generalities, Shane wins.
Yeah,
You're saying that
but
a
that's all I'm
17-year-old
talking.
female is affected negatively more than a male.
I would say so. Yes,
More
Something
often,
in general.
more often
in general,
yes.
yes.
And the studies seem to show that
No.
they do.
They do.
The
You
studies
just pulled up
don't.
three.
pulled
And
up
I
three.
just pulled up three that were opposite.
No, you pulled up one and looked at one.
No, again.
Oh, we're gonna fight.
But the thing is, though, it
No,
comes down now.
again-
These studies, you have to look at who did they examine, how many respondents, how what did they do in these studies to
Well, then
come to these conclusions.
I want to say to go same sex and see how the effects are there.
Now that
I'd say
could
that's
be
probably
that might
usually
be I think that'd be
flipped,
a different
isn't it?
thing.
it might be.
Might be.
I don't know.
Psychological damage probably flipped.
It's possible. Yeah. I would
Because
say
the
that's
consent is less than the male on male. Would you say?
I don't know
it's
because
a-
it depends.
that one. It's tough. If you're talking about like teacher student,
Yeah.
it might be very.
Well, look at
consensual.
someone
But
like
if you're
Milo
talking about
Yiannopoulos
somebody
who
that,
who thought he was the
well,
predator
that's
dealing
also
with the
that's
priests.
also a defensive mechanism.
I know it
too.
was. I'm just making.
So
I'm making
yeah,
a joke, but-
no, but you're right. That yeah, I mean, I'd say that in the same sex, it might actually be, and it could be that they're very very similar in that.
yeah.
You know what I
Could be.
mean? That one is I don't know. I wouldn't know anything about because that's not the normal version of it.
You know what? It'd be really awesome to have a female perspective on this.
Oh,
You know
well,
what
I think we
I mean,
do.
it
It's
would.
you.
Oh, is my vagina showing?
Well, we can get into this for our last
Well
little
played.
thing for the
That's
day.
fucking great.
We can get into the last little thing. So Tim was talking to me about one of his bikes, and I was like, "Hey, I know a dude. You needed a part or something." And I'm like, "I know a dude. I'll get you in contact with this dude about your bike. It's one of your sprees or some shit."
Yeah, I got a set of sprees I was working on. And then mine's in pretty good shape, but I got one from my older daughter, and this thing is a piece of shit when I got it. And it's slowly been putting pieces back together. Hiding them on eBay is a fucking pain in the fucking ass.
Yeah, I can't.
I think the last thing I got from eBay was completely the wrong part, and the person played it off as, "Oh, I guess I must have sent you the wrong part."
Yeah, and they'll do that because they're like, "I got the money. I don't care."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I got refunded, but I also think it's probably they didn't have the part.
Oh, just sent you something,
Sent
and
me
hopefully
something
you go
to
away.
to keep their numbers up.
Well,
You know what I mean?
and it hopes you go away too.
Well, well, that too is one, I think they bank on the idea that this person's not going to care. It's probably some business that doesn't even know it. Or two, they didn't have the part, and rather than say that they didn't have the part, they'll send me something to show that their sales are still working to keep their positivity.
See, now, if
up.
they really had the part, and they would have sent you the real part.
Yeah, that's
knowing
what I
the
mean.
mistake.
Yeah, because then
know.
you don't ever come back and complain.
And you give them a good review.
Yeah.
Going like, "Hey, look,
So
they
that's
fucked
what I
up
mean.
and they made up for it."
So I'm trying to find this. I'm trying to find this wiring harness, right? And I couldn't find it anyway. And apparently, this guy.
I just know somebody that's got a bunch of them.
Yeah.
A bunch of the bikes, not the harnesses. I don't know if he has any of those or not.
I thought it wouldn't hurt to ask.
Yeah, so I was like, well, I'll put you in touch with this dude, and, you can talk to him about it. I talked to the guy, and he's like, yeah, that's fine. Just have him send me a message. So Tim sends him a message, and, it says, hey, Shane said that you might have these parts.
No, read it off exactly how I said it to him. You want me to read what I...
No,
what
I'm just saying the beginning part. It's just...
the beginning part was just as bad.
Well, yeah, Shane gave me...
what did you say?
Shane gave me instructions, loose one, but instructions just the same. And
That was my opener.
That was the opener.
Who
So
doesn't
it's like,
know who I am?
It's super vague. Like, I'm going to be as vague about this
You
thing.
didn't say, "Hey, I'm Tim." Shane.
Yeah, and I need this.
mentioned
I need this fucking harness. No,
Yeah.
he
Well,
goes,
it's done Facebook Messenger in my defense,
And then-
so he knows who I am when he sees my name.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
he sees
and
you,
I
yeah,
so
yeah.
and I already told him he's getting a hold of him, and so his comment back is, all right, let's do this, and Tim's just like, hey, you got a shop, or how does this work? Like, like where are we gonna do this? Like, we're gonna get this fucking part. I need to look at. I need to look at.
Make sure it's the
forget
right part.
which year was yours. 'Cause-
It's a 87.
So that's the thing. I think that there was a few years.
It's a
that
very
they fit.
obscure fucking scooter. Like the ones prior to and the ones after, pretty much you can swap those parts out.
Oh, and now it's the one you can't.
But the 87 is very year specific.
so
with all
that's
the
the thing.
fucking parts. It sucks.
He may not know.
I
So
see. That's why it was so hard to get the parts on
Yeah.
eBay. And
So
stuff.
dude
Okay.
doesn't respond to that right off the bat. So of course Tim goes, "Hey, so do I have to jack anyone off like Shane did or what?" and then Tim sends me a message. And he goes, "I think I already fucked this up." And I'm like, "What do you mean? How do you fuck up? I put you in touch with the guy to get parts. This is the easiest thing in the world. All you have to do is go, do you have this part?" And he can go, yes or no. And then you move on with your day. But he instead
Now
sends
he's
that.
thinking, "What the
And
fuck is with this
I'm
dude?"
like, it could be anything that like, why would you start off with that? And so
Did he respond?
so I'm just like, dude, what the fuck did you do that for? I almost thought about calling Tim and just being like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, that would be your opener? Like, I don't even get why that. Like,
right.
like I said, this is the easiest thing in the world.
I got to give my defense on this because it's an affiliate of Shane. So every affiliate of Shane, I'm going to assume, has Shane's sense of humor. And that's how I approach. This is a person that's affiliated with Shane. They're going to appreciate the sense of humor.
That may not always be the case.
Hindsight. Now, after not getting a response, I'm thinking, yeah, you know what? That is kind of fucked up.
Like, maybe I shouldn't start all my interactions with that. With like, hey, do you want to jerk off?
That's essentially what I just told. And so
do I get to be the
my
cracker
mind's-
or
my
what?
mind's fucking racing here. It's like, what the fuck is this guy thinking? It's like, and then I started really thinking. I was like, what?
Oh, yeah.
I'm hoping I didn't fuck up the friendship between Shane and this guy by who
Yeah.
the fuck is this
Like,
great friend?
who
you're
the
hooking-
fuck are you sending
Yeah,
to me,
well,
man?
that's the thing. Because I've
That
had
was more of my concern.
I've had
honestly.
that happen in the past where that didn't fuck up any friendships.
Wait,
where-
he's done this before?
No. Where I've somebody needed something or whatnot. I'm like, hey, yeah, check with this person, and then they
Yeah.
fucked it up, and I'm like, I didn't have anything to do with
It's
that.
like it's like having
All
a
they
friend.
did was hook you guys
a
up.
friend getting
yeah.
hired at work, and that friend fucks up at work, and they look at you for it. That's kind of how I was looking at it.
Well, and then right after it, he sends that to me, and I'm just like, well, ... I'm like, maybe you're autistic because you don't know how to interact with people. And he's like, I've never been diagnosed. I just assume. I'm like, yeah, it's definitely possible. And then like an hour and a half later, I'm like, did he respond? He's like, nope. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
So I got the response. Okay, well. After that, I messaged him like, "Look, I'm sorry. That was a terrible joke. I don't know. I don't know who you are, and you don't know who I am. And I tend to go overboard with my introduction, so I'm really sorry." And he got right after that. He says, "I think Shane said you could jack him off since he already did me, but we should work through it. No need for apologies." I'm like, "Oh, thank God.
Yeah, at least
This person has a sense of humor."
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I'm like, I don't even know what it, like. We've made jokes, but I don't know if his sense of humor is that far.
Right.
Well,
You know.
I just found out for you, bud. So now you can jack each other off in comfort.
Oh, well,
with
there you go.
no concerns or questions asked.
So it's a sweatpants kind of day, is what you're saying.
I set you up, buddy. Set you up for success. You're welcome.
So yeah, I figured we'd end with that story because it's a.
That's a
I
good
thought
ending.
I thought it was a fun story. So, anyway, thank you guys for listening to the show.
Appreciate
I gotta remember
every
which
one of you.
Go to
Which
Coffee
one's
Brand
ending?
Coffee. They got some new teas. Use the promo code GPS1 to get 5% off your purchase.
Check out Velvet Alley's website, guys. Get some toys from them. They're always making new stuff. Bubbles and Tire, awesome creators. So
Also,
support them.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, any of the podcast networks.
Yeah.
Not on Twitter because Kevin doesn't like people of color.
It's been written.
All right, thanks for listening. Goodbye, guys.